we have to give ourselves permission. You have to say, like, you know what? I'm going to have a movie day. I don't care what anybody else says. I'm staying in bed. I'm staying on the couch. I'm going to put on some movies. I'm giving myself permission. We have to give ourselves permission to have bad days. We have to say it's okay. You're not a failure if you have a flare-up that lasts for a month. You're not a failure. You're not any of those things. You're just a person that has an unfortunate disease and that we allegedly were diagnosed with, but we're not going to claim that we have it. And my hardest thing for me mentally was giving myself permission to just lay around for days on end. By a show of hands, how many of you make less than you think that you are worth? Why is that? It's time for you to put your foot down and say, enough. Luckily, you're here at the right time and the right place. The most wonderful real estate podcast ever is the path that you seek. I'm Dwanbenttwyford, and I have closed over 2,000 deals. I've been investing for over 30 years. I've seen all the markets, and I've done over $500 million worth of deals. I mean, think about that. $500 million worth of real estate. And I have a heart for you. I want you to walk my path with me. Your life is about to change. And do you know why? Because it's time to thrive in 25. Say it with me. It's time to thrive in 25. It's time to thrive to 25. Enjoy the show. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the most wonderful real estate podcast ever. I'm Dwanbenttwyford. I'm your host. I took my name Dwan and wonderful and made a new word, Dwanderful. So this is the most wonderful real estate podcast ever. And today we're going to talk about something completely different. Excuse me. We're going to talk about people that live with autoimmune diseases. Do you live with, sorry, I got a frog in my throat. Do you live with an autoimmune disease? Well, I do. So I'm going to be very vulnerable with you today. I'm sorry. It's so hard to talk about this. I'm going to be very vulnerable with you today. I'm going to talk to you about what it's like living with rheumatoid arthritis. Now, I know many of us suffer with autoimmune diseases. I was diagnosed 6 years ago with rheumatoid arthritis. So today I want to talk to you about the struggles that I know that we all have that have any autoimmune, whether it's rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, Sjogren's, fibromyalgia. They all fall under the same umbrella of autoimmune. So I want to talk to you today about what I go through. I'm going to show you all the things that I take, and I'm going to try to see if I can offer some words of wisdom or some comfort or something. So because I'm going to talk about myself so much, I'm feeling really emotional even doing this. However, I'm in a flare-up today, so I thought today would be a good day. Now, you look at me and you go, gosh, Dawn, you look beautiful. Look at your hair. Look how perfect your eye makeup is today. You're dressed nice. Look at your beautiful background. You look fine. You look fine. How many of you here, oh, you look fine. I don't understand. You don't look sick. I got to tell you, I swear to God, if one more person tells me I look fine, I think I'm going to start strangling people. It's like, yeah, I look fine. I look great. I look great today. I feel like shit. So bad. But I've been wanting to make this video for a while. I started recently following a few people on TikTok that talk about living with autoimmunes and how everybody from the outside world looks at you and says, oh, you look fine. What's wrong with you? Why don't you feel good today? You look great. I don't understand. Can't you just suck it up so we can go do this thing? And you know what? No, we can't freaking suck it up. We're tired of sucking it up. I am tired of other people not understanding and me having to constantly make excuses for things. When I say to somebody, oh, I'm having a flare, they're like, well, you look good. I mean, can't you just go do this 8-hour day with me with this, what we had planned? You look fine. It's like, no, I can't, because you know what? If I go off on this 8-hour day, I'm going to be in bed for the next 2 days. So I want to talk about this. And I'm just going to give you advice from my personal experience. Take it for whatever it's worth. Hopefully this will help a few of you, and maybe it won't, but at least I think it'll give people a better understanding about me. So I was diagnosed 6 years ago when I turned 60. I am now 66 years old. And for the first couple of years, I was just like, oh, I don't understand why I feel bad. I feel my joints, everything hurts, my body, And the doctor put me on. So we'll start from the beginning. So I got diagnosed when I was 60 with rheumatoid arthritis. Now, one thing I do know for a fact, I don't ever tell people I have rheumatoid arthritis. I say to people, I've been diagnosed with this, because the Bible does say not that your words have power, and the words you speak, the words that you speak, your mind believes whatever you tell it. So if every day I go, oh, I have RA, my mind is like, oh, she's got RA. Oh my gosh, we better do something. So I never claim the disease. That's number one. I don't claim the disease. If you ever meet me out, like at a workshop, we do lots of workshops all over the country, or anyone that knows me, I always say, I've been diagnosed. I'm never going to claim this disease. I'm never going to claim I have RA. I have RA. Da, da, da. Now, do I have it? Yeah. Do I claim it? No. And I tell myself every day, I feel great. Like this morning, actually this very morning, I woke up and I thought, wow, I feel really good. But I'm in Colorado and it's in the 50s, so it's really cold outside. So as I got up and started moving, I was like, oh God, my hands, my wrists, my joints, my body, everything's hurting. And I'm like, okay, so today's one of those days. So, but I do want you to claim every day out loud, my body is well, my body is well, my body is well. God has healed me from this. I am well, I am well, I am well. Because I do know the Bible says, speak things into existence as if they already are. And I know a lot of you like manifest from the universe or whatever you do. I am a Christian. I do not manifest. I do what the Bible says, and I speak into existence. Every day I say, I do not have an autoimmune disease. I feel amazing today. I'm going to have a great day. I woke up this morning when I was laying in bed. I thought, oh, God, I feel really good today. It's a good day to podcast about this. But within an hour of being up, I was like, oh, my body, my joints, especially my hands. I was like, oh, my God, I'm in so much pain today. Oh. So even though I know you don't feel like it, just every day, just claim, I am healed. God has healed me. I have a healing. I do not have this disease. I don't have it. I don't have it. And when you're talking to people about it, I think if you will just say, I was diagnosed with this instead of I have this, because we don't want to claim it. We don't want to claim that we have this disease. We don't want to claim this is who we are. We don't want to claim that. So I don't. You'll never hear me say, oh yeah, I have RA. You'll hear me say, I was diagnosed with RA. Because mentally, I'm never going to claim it. Now, do I have it? Definitely. Do I feel like crap a lot? Definitely. Do I have all the symptoms? All the time. Every day. There's never one day where I feel like, wow, I feel amazing today. This is amazing. I have no days like that. I function. I take supplements and medication to get through the days, but I never wake up going, my body is completely pain-free. I'm healed. I have no days like that. Not ever. Not even one. Well, I take that back. I get a steroid shot every 90 days. And for about 4 weeks after the steroid shot, I feel really good. Because the steroid shot reduces all my inflammation, and I feel really good. And I only get one every 90 days, because that's the most my doctor will allow me to have, one every 90 days. So what I have found is normally I get them in my butt. It's a, let me see, I'll tell you exactly what it is that I get. Hold on a minute. Okay. I get a steroid shot that is, let me find it. I should have pulled this up before I get on. This okay, y'all. Just hang with me for a second. Okay, I get a Dwanbenttwyford 80 milligram shot in the muscle. So they do them in my butt. But what started happening a couple years ago is my hips were hurting just off the chart. So I have already had a hip replacement on my right hip because between rheumatoid arthritis, and osteoarthritis, my right hip just crumbled. So I got a hip replacement. That changed my life. Honestly, it did change my life. So I do a Dwanbenttwyford 80 milligram in the butt. Now, I also recently I've had my shoulders have been hurting, like sometimes I can't lift my right arm. So this last time I told my RA doctor, I said, I want you to give me a steroid shot in my shoulder. Because even when I get it in my butt, my shoulder and my hip never quit hurting. So I'm going to say I feel like I made a discovery for myself. I got my last steroid shot in my shoulder, which is what hurts the most. Like some days I can I can't even lift it up. Can't even brush my teeth. It's like, oh, my shoulder. I got it in my shoulder joint. And I'm going to tell you, that is the best I've felt in the whole entire last 6 years. Getting it in that shoulder and getting that pain in that shoulder to stop made the whole rest of my body feel a lot better. Now I'm about 3 weeks from getting another steroid shot, and I'm already back into a flare-up. So it did help. I mean, honestly, I probably had the best 6 weeks I've ever had in the last 6 years from the shot in my shoulder. Because even the one in my butt, it takes the inflammation out of my body. And I feel better, but it never takes enough of it out of my shoulder. So with my shoulder constantly hurting, then my body's going there. All my little things, I go, because autoimmune is your body attacks itself. So if you don't know what that is, that's what that means. So you have autoimmune, meaning like if you get a cold, all the little things in your body go, oh, let's go fight that cold. We're going to kill it and get rid of it. Autoimmune is your body basically turns on you. So when my shoulder hurts, all my little fighters go to my shoulder and try to fix it, but they cause a flare-up. So flare-up is like when all of your body, I'm talking from my skull to the bottom of my feet, everything hurts, every joint. And when I say every joint, I mean this joint, this joint, this joint, this joint, my wrists especially, these joints, my feet, my shoulders, my hips, my knees, the bottom of my feet, the top of my head. I'm just like, oh. So a flare-up is, for RA anyway, is your body attacks your joints because it misreads it and it reads your joints as the enemy, a cold, whatever. Your body reads the joints. Oh my God, the joints, they're attacking us. Let's go attack back. And then you're just like, ugh. And if you have like fibromyalgia, which I think I have a little bit of that too, but I'm not going to claim that for sure. Your muscles, all your muscles, they hurt. There are days where I feel like my arm, I'm like, God, my arm feels like it weighs 100 pounds today. And then I can't get out of bed. Then my husband's like, oh, honey, you look fine. Can you suck it up? I'm like, oh my God, if you tell me to suck it one more time. So with an autoimmune, your body misreads symptoms and attacks your body from the inside. So if you have lupus or like fibromyalgia or Sjogren's or RA or there's so many. And we're the lucky ones. Only like 1 out of a million have it. So look at us being in the 1%. We're in the 1%ers. I want to be in the 1%ers financially, not in the 1%ers with my health. So not everybody has it. And obviously not everybody understands. And if you're listening, I can guarantee you're so tired of having to tell people you don't feel good. I don't feel good today. My muscles hurt. My joints hurt. This hurts. That hurts. Blah, blah, blah. And then people go, you look okay, though. It's like, stop. So I am going to say that getting that shot in my shoulder joint, I went for 6 straight weeks and I felt amazing like I did before. And I was like, oh, I discovered something new. This is amazing. I'm not going to get him in my butt anymore. I'm going to get him in the joint that's hurting. So I don't know. That has helped me. I also made a whole list of foods. So if you look, I have a list of foods that are good for RA. Salmon, avocados, sweet potatoes with honey, spinach, watermelon, edamame, eggs, anti-inflammatory things, pineapple and coconut water, salmon, avocados, all berries, all grapes, all apples, all cantaloupe, prunes, broccoli, dark grapes, olive oil, ginger, carrots, couscous, coconut. Meats that are okay, salmon, chicken, buffalo, tuna, shrimp, super lean beef. The things I drink, water mostly. I do make a live enzyme drink every day. Cherry juice, beet juice, coconut water. All things that help you. So I have a whole list. And sometimes I go to a restaurant, I'm like, oh, let me look through my food list. And there's like nothing. Things that are bad, anything fried, just, I don't know. There's so much. Ezekiel bread is good. Walnut oil is a good thing to take. Coconut oil is a good thing to take. And basically, you have to try to cut out sugar, carbs, and dairy to help your body. So do I do that all the time? No. Do I try? Every day. And so that's just that part. That's the food. So anyone with autoimmune, you probably have a list of food. If you haven't made a list, I actually did make a list. I read it all the time. And I think, okay, I'm going to go out. We're going to go someplace. I'm going to have some salmon and some fresh broccoli. And, I'll feel good. The other days I'll go like, oh, I'm craving Wendy's like so bad. I'll get Wendy's and fries and a Pepsi and then the Dr. Pepper. And then I'm just like, oh, why did I eat that? Why did I eat that? So food helps, obviously. Sleeping good helps. Resting helps. There's all the things that help. But I'm going to show you all the stuff I take. I'll say, so prescribed by my doctor, I take sulfasalazine. So sulfasalazine is a disease-modifying drug. Some of you may be on a biologic, like, I can't think of a biologic right now, or methotrexate or something like that. My doctor started me on sulfasalazine. They have since asked me to move to methotrexate. And I got to tell you, I tell my doctor, I'm like, listen, I'm 66 years old. My aunt is 86. My mom is 89. And my other aunt is 98. My other aunt, Dora, was 102. I said, I have a lot of longevity in my life. So for me, mentally, when my doctor was like, hey, we should start your methotrexate, it's stronger, da, da, da. I'm like, yeah, but listen, methotrexate is like the last defense for RA. For a lot of autoimmune diseases, methotrexate is like the last defense. And then you're giving yourself a shot every week, and it's got chemo in the shot. And I told my doctor, I said, listen, I am telling you, mentally, I cannot take that. In my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm on this sulfasalazine, which is a disease-modifying, whatever the DMARD stands for. And then the next thing would be like to take a biologic, like Humira or something along those lines. And then like the last line of defense is methotrexate. But I have already met people that are my age or younger. I met 2 people recently in their 30s that are already on methotrexate. Well, at some point, you take it for so long, it stops working. So it's like, okay, but when that stops working, what else is there to take? And they're like, there's nothing. That's the strongest thing, I guess, currently. So I just told my RA doctor, I said, listen, I have been a very vibrant person. I've been very active. I built a giant real estate career. I travel all the time. I have kids. I have grandkids. I'm that woman that's always like, let's go wherever you want to go. I want to go too. And I said, if I mentally start taking methotrexate, and I know I'm taking chemo. I said, I feel like mentally I'll lose the battle. And my doctor's like, yeah, but people can be on methotrexate for 30 years. I'm like, yeah, they can. But I'm just telling you, for me mentally, to give myself a shot with a low dose of chemo, I will mentally feel like I have lost the battle. And when I mentally feel like I've lost the battle, I don't know where to go from there. So I told my doctor, I said, no, we're not doing that. I know you want to. I said, I'm open to starting a biologic, but then you read about them and it's like, oh my God. I know a lot of you probably already take methotrexate. And if you do, God bless you, really. But I just know how I am. Like it took me 3 or 4 years to even accept the fact that my body just doesn't function the way I want it to. I go to bed at night, I feel fine. I wake up in the morning after sleeping, and I feel like a bus hit me. And I mean like whoosh. Like I can't move. I can't get out of bed. And I used to feel guilty about days where I would just stay in bed all day. And so finally I was like, you know what? Listen, I had to stop beating myself up mentally. So I call them movie days. So I went to bed last night. I felt fine. I woke up today. I feel like I got hit by a bus, like just like whap. Everything I have is I'm in so much pain today. It's like, oh my God, I'm in so much pain today. Ugh. And I was like, you know what? This is a good day. I'm gonna force myself to do my hair and makeup. I'm gonna get on. I'm gonna talk about this because I've been wanting to do a podcast about this for a long time because I see you. I get it. I understand you. I have so many of my students that have RA and they've had it since they were in their 30s and 40s. And I have people I know that have had both hips replaced and both knees, and they have so many surgeries. I'm just like, oh, Lord, please don't let me be one of those people. Please, please, please. So I do every day mentally tell myself, I feel great, I feel great, I feel great, even though I feel like today, like I got hit by a bus. In fact, I feel so bad today. I decided to make myself a little drink, which is not good, but I'm having vodka and cranberry juice. Mm. It doesn't help. It probably hurts, but it'll make me feel better for a few hours. So today at like noon, I made myself a vodka and cranberry. It's like, well, cranberries on my list of things, so we'll start with that. So my doctor gives me the sulfasalazine, and then they give me these hydrocodones, and I'm not a big fan of taking any kind of a narcotic because honestly, in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to be a drug addict. But then when I have these days that are so painful, I'm so thankful. I'm like, oh, I'll just take these. I don't even care. And then some days when I'm really like off the edge, the pain is really heavy, the humidity, all of it, and I'm strung out, and my stomach's in a knot, and my heart's pounding out of my chest. Sometimes I'll take a Xanax. So I am not recommending you to take any drugs, but I am telling you, without having hydrocodones, and having the Xanax option, I mean, some days, gosh, I don't even know. I'm just like, Lord, can you just please take me in my sleep? But I'm 66. So in my mind, after watching my dad and my mom and my aunts and how much they travel and how much they do, I'm like, why am I the one? And, my first cousin also has been diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. And unfortunately, every single medication she's taken has put her in the hospital. So she lives with no medication of any kind, no steroid, no nothing, just lives with it. And when I see her, I'm just like, golly, girl, I don't even know. So I do take these, the sulfasalazines, every day, 2 in the morning, 1 at night. I can still go up to 2 in the morning, 2 at night. I'm trying to hold there because I just don't want to take the final thing. The hydrocodones on days when I feel like crap, which today would be a day. The Xanax, those are only days where I'm just so overwhelmed mentally, and I'm like crying. I'm like, oh, and I just like, so they do help. But here are some things that have happened to me. I also want to tell you a little trick. Not saying for you to use it, I'm just saying this helped me a lot. I have all these people in my family, like close family, that will say things to me like, well, you look fine. I don't understand. Why are you in so much pain? Can't you just take some Tylenol? Then I have people tell me, and this one, I swear to God, it makes you just want to shoot somebody. They say, well, if you would just stop thinking about it, it would go away. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I have the people really super close, like my husband, not even all three of my kids. Two of them, I don't think they get it. My daughter, she sees it, so she understands me. But they're like, well, you look good. If you wouldn't think about it so much, if you just put it out of your mind, the pain would go away. And I was like, listen, if I could put it out of my mind, I would. If I could put it out of my mind and the pain would go away, I would. If I could, like, look at my hands right now. Look at these joints. Like, these fingers are curving. So now I'm getting these funky little curved fingers. These joints are getting big. These joints are getting big. This joints, my fingers are curving all over the place. These giant joints on my hands right here. I was like, these are not my hands. These are not the hands I had when I was 55. These are the hands I have now. So I've got crooked little fingers. I've got these giant joints rolling in. I've got these big, giant thumb joints. So one thing I started doing is I started buying CBD. So we're in Colorado. So you can get CBD that is, this one is like 200 CBDs. Let me see. This is 400 CBDs, 800 CBDs with 800 THCs. So because it's a cream, it's not like smoking pot or you get high from it or anything like that. But I have found that when you are able to have a CBD with some THC in it, it like kicks it in stronger. And so this one is rosemary. It smells beautiful. But I take giant hunks of this stuff. And I am sitting around my house all the time. I'm always rubbing my hands, mostly my hands, because my wrists hurt so bad. My fingers hurt so bad. There's days I can't even hold my phone in my hand to text or do videos or do anything. So when I rub my joints, I rub them and I like push them back where they used to be. I don't know if it's good or not. My little curvy finger, look at that little finger. I twist them back the other way and I do that and I rub and rub. So I probably use CBD on my hands 10 times a day. And I just rub it and I rub it and I try to, like that joint just cracked. I try to push the joint back where it used to be and I push them that way. And the doctor's like, well, it's probably not going to help, but if it makes you feel better, and mentally it does. That smells delicious. So I think you can buy CBD in every state, but I buy the CBD with the THC because it makes the CBD work harder. Now, I did when I legalized pot. I thought, well, maybe, people take that pot marijuana for, helps them with their pain and stuff. So I did try that only once, but I'm telling you, I am not a pot smoker. I get so high. I get paranoid. I hear everything. So I'm like this. I'm looking all over the house because I hear everything. What it does is that song, The Sounds of Silence, the silence becomes so loud that everything is so loud that I'm just like looking around. I'm like, oh, I heard a bird. Oh, I heard this. And I'm just like crazy paranoid. So I tried it a second time. I thought, well, I'll try it a second time and low dose, and it just makes me crazy. So I cannot use that as an option. I know you can get medical marijuana in a lot of states. I know you can get pills and stuff, but none of that works for me. I smoked pot in the 70s because everybody did in high school, but I never liked it. I was like the person that would get invited to keg parties, and I didn't like beer and I didn't like weed. So I'd go there with just like, soda. I don't like it. So, but I thought, you know what? It's people say, my doctor, like, I can prescribe you medical marijuana. I was like, no, I don't want to take medical marijuana. I already tried to smoke it twice and it made me crazy. And then you're high for like 8 hours. And the whole 8 hours, I'm so freaked out and so paranoid. I'd rather just honestly have the pain, I feel like. And I know that's terrible, but I'm telling you, some good CBD, this does help. This helps a lot. And I get the strongest one they make, and I rub it and I rub it. And like even right now, like I feel like a little better. It's like, oh yeah, my fingers feel good. But in a few minutes, it'll all absorb into my skin. Then my hands will be back like, so these are some supplements that I take. I talked to my doctor, my family doctor, and my RA doctor. They're fine with all the supplements. So I do take these. Now these help. This is called a Perfect Amino. And the company is, it just says Body Health. I got it from Gary Brecka. So if you look up Gary Brecka online, these aminos are supposed to fix your gut health. Now, if you don't know about autoimmune, they start in your gut. And they also can start from extended stress. So when my sister was sick and she was dying from cancer, for like 5 years, I went to her house. I'd go like 6 weeks there and 6 weeks off. And during that 5 year time, I had obviously a lot of stress because I'm watching my dad have to bury his daughter. I'm watching my mom have to bury. I'm losing my only sibling, and she had twins. And I'm watching everybody fall apart. So then I'm the one that's like, oh, let me step in. Let me help everybody. And I did that. And I only recently learned that an autoimmune disease can come from an extended period of stress. So from 50 to 55, I helped my sister a lot. And then around 56, 57, 58, I started noticing days where I'd just like be in a lot of pain all over, but it would be like a day. I thought, well, okay, I don't know, maybe I worked out too hard or something. But by the time I was like 59, I was like, okay, something is really wrong with me because I would wake up in so much pain, like I couldn't even move. And the thing that clenched it is we went to New York City for my 60th birthday. So me and my husband, all three of my kids, and all three of their spouses. Manhattan's my favorite place in the world. We went for 10 days. I love Manhattan. And we run like street rats. We get 25,000 steps a day when we're there. And I remember about the third day in, I woke up one day, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sore. Why am I hurting so bad? Like, it's not like we even did anything besides walking and shopping. So I spent 2 days in my hotel room in like crazy amount of pain, had room service, had some wine, took all the Tylenol, every muscle relaxer, anything I could take over the counter. And I remember thinking that moment at my 60th birthday, like something is wrong with me because this pain, when it comes out, it's coming more often and it's everywhere. And I don't understand what's happening. So we happen to be in Iowa. If you've listened to me, you know we own a bunch of buildings in Iowa. And so my birthday was in February. So it's like 6 years ago. Then in March, we were in Iowa, and I woke up a couple times in Iowa, and I was just like, Bill, something's wrong. I can't move today. I couldn't move. I was just like, I don't know. My body's like blowing up. So I started Googling, like, what kind of a doctor should I see if I have pain all over my body? And Google said, find an internal medicine doctor. Now, Clinton, Iowa was a very small town, but they have a good little hospital, and Dr. Anwar is an internal medicine doctor. So I made an appointment. I went to him. I said, listen, I don't know what's wrong. I just wake up some days and everything I have hurts and I can't move. I can't like open lids. Oh, okay. I can't open things. I don't know. So he is very thorough. He spent like 2 months. He ran 1,000 blood tests, and then he would take like fluid out of a joint and run a test, and take fluid out of another joint and run a test. Then he'd give me this shot, and I'd wait 1 hour, and he'd do blood work again. And this went on, and finally he said, you have rheumatoid arthritis. So now me, I was like, oh, thank God. I know what is wrong with me. Now I can fix it, because you can't fix it if you don't know. So the day I found out, I was so relieved. I was like, oh, thank God, rheumatoid arthritis. Okay, I have a diagnosis. Now, what do I need to do to fix this? Well, then I start Googling, and I start looking at pictures of all these people that are all crunched up, and I'm like, oh my God, this is terrible. So he put me on steroids just right out of the gate. And then I blew up. My face got round. I got that thing called the moon face. My face got that round. I gained weight everywhere. I didn't feel good on steroids. My heart would pound out of my chest. I couldn't sleep. but my joint pain went away. So I thought, okay, well. So then a few months later, Bill and I are in Florida during COVID. So Dr. Anwar is like, listen, I cannot prescribe you drugs from Iowa because you have to do blood work to see if these drugs are affecting your liver. So now it's the height of COVID. The lockdown just started in March, and I have no more medication. So I thought, okay, I got to find a doctor. So I found the Hirsch Center. I tell you, even if you don't live in the state, I fly back every 3 months to this doctor because Evan saved my life. I really feel like he saved my life. We're going to run all of our own tests. We're going to see, we're not going to take another doctor. We're going to run everything from scratch. They did the same thing, taking fluid out of my joints and giving me shots and doing this and blood work and blood work and blood work. And he says, you have rheumatoid arthritis. And then he said to me, he said, I got to tell you something, Dwan. He goes, you're really lucky. And I'm like, why? He said the average person, and I know this is a lot of you because I follow people on TikTok, because the average person, it takes them 5 years and 4 different doctors to get any kind of diagnosis. Especially as women, we go to the doctor, we say we don't feel good, we hurt, we're tired, our muscles are hurting, we ache everywhere, and they're just like, oh, you're fine, take this, and they blow you off. And I know this because I know other people who have since been diagnosed. They were like, listen, it took me like 7 years to get a diagnosis. So I feel like, okay, I have this disease. I got it. Not claiming it. Diagnosed with it. My first doctor properly diagnosed me. My second doctor properly diagnosed me. Now, within the first year or so of my doctor in Florida, I started having all these other crazy symptoms, like really crazy symptoms. Like I thought I had dementia. I thought I had dementia. I remember driving over to the doctor, which is 1 mile from my house in Florida. And I did not know, I came out and I did not know where I was. It took me an hour to figure out how to get back home. And I live a mile and a half away, mile and a half. And I started like not being able to sleep and having like all this just signs of dementia, really. And that doctor had done a bunch of blood work and he said, hey, listen, you have parathyroid disease. So this is my little pirate scar. So, and it's not your thyroid. And people go, oh, I had thyroid surgery. I feel like just like, listen, you don't know what I'm talking about. It's not my thyroid. It's called parathyroid. So you have these 4 little nodules in here. And what happens is one of them goes bad and it starts dumping calcium into your blood. Now, my doctor, my family doctor, for like 3 years up, I said, well, your calcium's a little high. We're going to keep an eye on it. And then I found out that many women, they say, well, your calcium's a little high. We're going to keep an eye on it. And I'm here to tell you, don't keep an eye on it. If your calcium is 10 points or higher, you need to go to an internal doctor and you need to get tested for your parathyroid. So I did an MRI, I did all the stuff, and and I don't remember my numbers, but my calcium was like, I don't know the exact numbers. It was like 90, and some other number was like 300 and something. And Evan called and said, listen, you have parathyroid disease. He goes, you got to get surgery. We got to take 4 little parathyroid disease. One of them has gone bad, and it's dumping calcium into your body. And the doctors call it stones, bones, and emotional overtones. So when I go to a doctor and I say that, they always giggle. They go, how do you know that? So that's what my surgeon said. It's called stones, bones, and emotional overtones. So typically, if you have a parathyroid, you start getting kidney stones first. Your bones start getting brittle. And then somewhere along the way, your mental overtones, it presents itself as dementia. So I was lucky in the fact that I didn't get kidney stones. It didn't damage my bones. It went straight to dementia. So I can remember sitting there and just like not knowing where I was at, not knowing what I was talking about, being really confused all the time. And, my husband and I, we travel, we teach these workshops, and I'm a public speaker. I'm doing these 2-day workshops all over the country. And I'd get there some days and be like, listen, where are we? I'm like, what's happening right now? And he'd be like, well, we're in Atlanta. And I was like, but like, where are we? He's like, we're in this hotel. We're here and there. I'm like, but why are we here? And he was getting concerned because I started having these symptoms that presented like dementia. So they sent me to a doctor. I did some kind of MRI where you do like the green fluid or something that shows up, and it showed that one of my parathyroids were back. So they did this little incision. They go in there with a little like like a metal detector. When it finds the bad one, it goes and it blows up. So my surgeon, Dr. Warner, I don't even know. See, I forgot. He told me, he said, you know what? He goes, I'm getting ready to retire, but he goes, this is my favorite surgery in the world. He goes, it's like hunting for gold. We get in there, we find the parathyroid, we find the bad one. We're all like, hey, they're all high fiving in the operating room, and we take it out, and you can live without one or even two of them. We take out the bad one. He goes, it's very rare. A second one will go bad, probably never the rest of your life. And so they did the surgery, and when they woke up, and I'm like, hey, did you guys strike gold? He's like, we struck gold. We found it. So I took it out. And then they gave me, I had to take really heavy calcium for a week because my body stopped making calcium. He goes, you'll just feel a wave will come over you, and you'll be like, oh. So about 5 days after my surgery, I'm in Florida. My daughter Ayla's with me. We're sitting there watching TV, and I swear to God, I felt like someone poured warm honey, like a healing. I hear people talk about healings. Over my whole body, this wave came over my body, and I looked over at Ayla, and I was like, hey. And I go, what's happening right now? She goes, well, in Florida, you just had surgery. And I was like, what? So I look in the mirror, oh my God, look at my neck. I look like a pirate. Like, what happened? So it's like everything came flooding back, which I was so grateful because I thought for about a year I had dementia, which was scary. So when I see people talk about dementia and Alzheimer's, and although I just had like a year of that, I feel for those people because it is scary to even be sitting in. Like, I remember being in bed at night here in my house in Colorado with Bill and being like, hey, where are we right now? He's like, well, we're at home. I'm like, but where are we? He's like, we're in the house. I'm like, no, where in the world are we? He's like, we're in Bailey. I'm like, do we live here? And so my husband, he's got a good sense of humor. He wrote this big giant note and he hung it off of my nightshade. It said, my name is Dwanbenttwyford. I am very married, very, very married to Bill Twyford. I live here, I live there. My husband loves me. And I would just laugh like, seriously. But then there were days I thought that note's actually kind of helpful. so, so I got that done. So having that done helps my body, like my overall entire body. It helped my body a lot. And it's not a thyroid problem. It's their parathyroids. The only mineral that our body makes on its own is calcium. So what happens is it dumps calcium in too much, and your body poisons you. So I have RA, which is eating up my joints, and my body is poisoning me and making me think I have dementia with all that. But that surgery, I'm telling you, that's one reason I will never give up that. I told Bill, I am never getting another RA doctor. I'm never giving up those doctors because it took me in during COVID. They got me on some good medication. They got me off steroids daily. They found the parathyroid, and just those things right there tremendously increase my quality of life. But now it's 6 years later, and things are progressing, and I'm just like, oh my God. So I started taking these perfect aminos. Now, I don't have anything to do with this company, but it says they have, I can't probably read half this, L-leucine, L-valine, just a whole bunch of L things. And it's supposed to try to bring your gut health back to normal because most of the autoimmune diseases, they start in your gut. So getting your gut health back where you don't have leaky gut and all that other stuff, it helps. So they do actually help. They do help. Now, I was taking so many supplements. I got tired of swallowing pills all the time. So I take these Nordic vitamin D2. So I started buying the ones that are in gummies. So these are just like little gummies. I know, yummy. Because I can't stand swallowing pills all day. So my doctor said, take double because you need vitamin D. Same brand, vitamin C. So I take double vitamin D's, double vitamin C's every day. Then I take DK and K2. I take these every day, double. I take magnesium that has the triple magnesium, also gummies. I take these at night because I have a hard time sleeping. The magnesium actually helps you sleep. So you're supposed to take 2 a day. I take 6 at night when I go to bed. Does actually help me sleep. Then I take B12. This little brand is Superior Source. Trying to make sure you guys can see these. And they just look like this. They're these inky teeny little pills. Let's put it on there. We'll take a couple. And they just melt. Then you look like, remember we had kids and we had Zazzles? And ink your tongue red. But they dissolve. It's got B12 and B6 and folic acid, things that also help. And then I take, this is Nordic. I think it's the same brand as these gummies. It's omega D3s. So the omega 3s help with your heart, your brain, your immune health, and D3 for your bones. So I take these. They do not come in gummies, but they're fairly small pills, and they've got like the omega and stuff in it. So the omegas. So I know that the omega 3s help with like joints, and they help with your heart and your brain. They help with your immune system. So like this is my all of this every day, a couple times a day. I mean, this is honestly, having an autoimmune disease is like a full-time job. I take all those. And then if I find myself in a flare-up, and I start taking this too. I got this from Dr. Breca too. It's methylene blue. It does something to oxygenate your water and fix your gut health. And so it's just drops. You put like 5 drops in a bottle of water, 10 drops, a whole vial. You take a whole vial in a bottle of water. And I started just only doing this recently. So it's methylene blue. So you just drop it in. Be careful because it's blue. It stains everything. Shake it up. Then you drink one of these. So this, you'd have to read about it, but I started taking this. I started following Dr. Gary Breca. And if you don't follow him, check him out. I did take the test. It's a DNA test that tells you the 5 major DNA points in your body. So I have 2 reds, 2 yellows, and 1 green. So the 2 reds are things with my gut. So it's 5 DNA points of things that you were not born with. Like you get half your stuff from your mom, half your stuff from your dad, but sometimes you don't have things. So I can't remember what all 5 are. I'm going to do another video after I do my health consult with them, but I got my results back. I watched all the videos, I understood it. So 2 of my things are, so you have green, yellow, and red. I have 2 reds, and both of the 2 red things are all to do with my gut, things I don't have in my body. The 2 yellows were more kind of gut health and organs and stuff. And then the 1 green was all the stuff mentally. So I was like, okay, so I got my mind. So that's a pretty good start, I think. I trust that you are loving the podcast. Hey, do you really want to become a super kick-ass superstar real estate investor? Really? 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 All right, I want you to spend the next minute and just take my real estate investing quiz. Super fast, super quick. It'll let you know where you stand on your journey. The link is in the show notes, or you can go to Dwanbenttwyford.com. And back to the show. And then rheumatoid arthritis, and probably some other autoimmune diseases too, can affect your organs. It can affect your kidneys. I've had UTIs I've never had in my whole life. The last couple of years, I've had like 6. I've never even had one. So I didn't even know what that was about. I had to take medication for that. I feel short of breath a lot. So I started using this. It's Boost. And they sell this everywhere in Colorado because people come to the altitude. So it's got 200 hits of pure oxygen. So you just take a deep breath in. I buy the one that's peppermint. They have menthol, peppermint, grapefruit, and just plain. I don't like the plain ones because you can't tell when it runs out. This is peppermint, so when it gets low, it doesn't have any flavor. So I do these. They give you a big burst of oxygen. And so that and this together actually gives you a pretty good boost of energy for a while. And then this is my dreaded thing. In between steroid shots, if I get a flare-up, I have a methylprednisolone. And this is my worst nightmare. I hate taking these. It's a steroid pack where you take 6 one day, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now for that whole 6 or 7 days, I'm so cracked out. My heart pounds out of my chest. I can't sleep. I have so much anxiety. I feel like I'm going to have a heart attack. But it will get you out of a flare-up. So when I travel, I take one of these with me. I already am like, and I don't take it like on the first day. Like if I get, like I'm in a flare today, but if I get in a flare, if it lasts longer than 10 days, I will take this. I'll take this. I don't like to take this. I feel better at the end of it, but during it, I'm just so like, steroids for me, they just affect me terribly. I feel terrible. I can't sleep. I eat like a mountain lion. I don't feel good, but my joints feel better. So I'm like, okay, well, my joints feel better. So this is my last resort. I don't take these. Like I said, if I'm like 7 to 10 days with nonstop out of break, I'll take this. Now, my favorite thing is this. This is a heated blanket. I now travel with I have this on high today, and I got to tell you, of all the things I take, the thing that makes me feel the best is having this heated blanket on high because it like relaxes my joints. And then at night, I roll my hands up like a mummy and lay them on my chest, and I roll my hands up, and I sleep with my hands in this heated blanket the entire night. So now when I travel, I have a suitcase that's got my blanket. It's got all those prescriptions and things I take. It's just so much stuff. I have a whole suitcase for RA. It's ridiculous. But I wrap my hands 2 or 3 times around. And then, so I rub the CBD on my hands, turn the blanket on high. And if I don't use it on my whole body, I just roll it up. And my hands are in there, and I sleep on my back like a mummy. Honestly, this helps me more than anything. Like right now, I'm just like, oh, I put the heat on and I just immediately, I feel better. And when I have days with like high fatigue and things like that, I'll put on 2 of these and I'll watch movies and stuff for the day. But I still have this wrapped around my waist and my legs right now. So the heated blanket is on. So those are the things. Now, some other things that have happened. I had the parathyroid. I had to have my hip replaced. Since then, my other hip is showing some signs of deterioration. This shoulder is showing some signs of deterioration. And a few months back, I started getting blinding migraines. And I don't mean like a headache. I mean blinding migraines. Like I could never sit in front of these lights. I would just be in my room with like an eye mask on. And sometimes have the TV on just on the volume so I couldn't look at it because I can't do the lights. And being new to migraines, I was like, oh my God, what fresh hell is this? Now I've had a few migraines in the last 6 years, but a few months back, I had like 30 entire full days. Blinding. I had ice pack on my neck, ice pack on my head, a little sleep mask. I'm in a dark room. I'm just like, oh my God, Bill, I don't know what's happening. I can't even, my room's like a bat cave. I can't even have the lights. So I went to him. I thought, you know what? Maybe I'll go to my eye doctor. That's what I should do, see if something's wrong with my eyes. Well, fun fact, the RA has caused me to get 2 cataracts in this eye. And in this eye, I have a spot that goes all the way through my eye that's just completely dry. Just a dry spot. Like if you took a needle and went through your whole eye, there's a spot all the way through that's bone dry from the RA attacking my organs, which is my eyes. I got 2 cataracts on this eye. So I'm like, oh my God. So my eye doctor's like, no. So he gave me new glasses. These are my new glasses there. So this side is different than this side. And he said, well, RA, the steroids. He goes, the steroids have caused you to have cataracts. So we got 2 pretty good ones on this side. And on this one, I have a whole piece just all the way through that's just dead. Like just a dead spot in my eyeball. I was like, what is that? He goes, well, that won't go away. So then he said to start using Refresh tears and sleep with an eye mask so it keeps my eyes shut. I got to tell you something. I put those tears in. I put on a sleep mask that keeps my eyes closed at night because all of us open our eyes a little bit at night. And so it was causing my eyes to get dried out. I'm like, okay. So I already had a hip replaced. I already have problems with my eyes. I definitely don't want to lose my vision. And now I got a dry spot, and it's like in my shoulder. It's like, oh my gosh. And I'm 66. And like in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to live to be 90 like everybody else in my family. So and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have so many years left to have all these issues. But let me tell you something that happened. And I do a lot of podcasting. And I make plans to go do everything with my kids, my grandkids. I always say, yeah, I'm going to go. Because in my mind, I want to go, and I want to do all of the things. And then I wake up and I feel like I got hit by a bus. So I noticed over the last 6 years, people are like, oh, but you look fine. And I took a trip with someone in my family. They're like, Dawn, she just seemed fine. And she laid in bed all weekend. I just don't know what was wrong. She just didn't want to do anything. It's like, because I was in a flare up. Like, how do you not freaking understand that after all these years? But something odd happened. I had to cancel a bunch of podcasts because I had a migraine. So I called my podcast guy and said, listen, tell them I can't do it because I've got a terrible migraine. Do you know that every person wrote back and said, oh my gosh, Dwan, I know migraines. I've had them. My mom, my sister, they have migraines. It's so debilitating. You just take your time. You stay in bed. You rest. And when your migraine goes away and you're ready to do it, you just let me know. And I was like, seriously? If I say, oh, I can't do it today, I have a flare up, they're like, okay, well, can you not, I booked my time off my calendar, can you not like take a Tylenol? Because people don't understand, like we all know a flare up sucks. Like you don't even want to get up and go to the bathroom. You don't want to eat. Like my jaw, sometimes it hurts to chew food. The last thing I want to do is take a piping hot shower and wash my hair. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do anything. And all of a sudden, people were like, oh, my poor thing, you have a migraine. Oh. So I thought, you know what? I cannot believe the difference. And so now when I cancel stuff, I just tell people, look, I woke up with a blinding migraine. Even though I don't have it. So if I'm in a flare right now, someone says, hey, let's go do something. I say, oh, listen, I've got a blinding migraine. Everybody's like, oh, you poor thing. You take care of yourself. Do whatever you need to do. Just let me know when you feel better. So all of a sudden, I find out after 6 years, if I tell someone I have a migraine, they're sympathizing and being like, oh, sending loves and prayers. And if I say I'm in a flare up, they're like, okay, well, can't you just suck it out for a little bit? So now I lie. I'm not saying don't lie. I'm not saying lie. I think it's one of the 10 commandments. Like, don't do that. But I find that for other people around me that don't get it, if I tell them, oh my gosh, I woke up with a blinding migraine, they're like, oh, honey. So now when I'm having a really bad flare and I don't want to go anywhere, I just tell people, I say, I woke up with the most blinding migraine today. I'm going to have to spend the day in bed today. And everyone's okay with it. No one tells me to suck it up. No one tells me to take Tylenol. No one says, can you just make it through? They all go, oh my gosh. So I'm thinking that for some of us with these autoimmune diseases, especially the well, all of it, the RAs, the lupuses, the fibromyalgia. The fibromyalgia is bad too. I have a friend that's got that. And it's just, everything hurts. Your muscles, like you pick up your arm, like, oh, my arm weighs 200 pounds today. But again, you look fine. When I had my hip done, I had to use a walker for like 6 weeks. And people would move out of the way and hold the doors. Oh, my poor thing, are you all right? And I was like, oh, okay. I had a cane about 2 months before my surgery. Then I used the walker, and then I used the cane for a while again. I was like, oh, everybody in the world is like so sympathetic because you look injured because you have a cane or a walker, and they go, oh my gosh, you poor thing, what can I do? You don't need to drive, let me, oh no, I'll come to you, whatever you need. And I was like, okay. So the problem with autoimmune diseases is we look fine. I look fine. Everybody looks fine. You got a cane or a walker or a migraine, and people are like, oh, poor thing. So, and I understand. I mean, I get it. I have a friend that has like 3 autoimmunes, and she looks great, but I know how bad she feels. So when she's like, hey, I can't make it, I'm like, hey, don't even think twice about it. No, don't worry. No worries at all. So I still make plans. My husband and I will travel. Like, we'll go do a workshop. Say we just did one recently in Atlanta. Now, I go there with every intention. I'm going to teach for the whole 2 days. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be everybody. And then I teach a half a day. And then I've traveled, first of all. So I have to go a day early because a day of traveling actually like throws me into that hit by a bus syndrome. Not a full flare, but just like, ugh. So I go a day early so I can rest a day. Then I go down with Bill on Saturday, and I teach like a half a day. I'm like, oh, honey, I'm going to go lay down. And then like Sunday morning, I'm like, no, I don't feel like going down. And then the people in the room are like, oh, tell Dwan to come down. We just want to say hi. We just want to give her a hug. It's like, dude, you can't hug me. Every joint I have hurt. I don't even shake hands with people anymore. Now I just fist bump people because they shake my hand, and I'm like, oh. I mean, I had been brought to my knees by handshaking. Before I was actually diagnosed and my joints were hurting and I didn't know what was happening, I was at a huge event, and throughout that day, I probably shook hands with like 20 people. And I went to my husband and I was bawling. I said, listen, my hand hurts so bad. If one person shakes my hands, I feel like I'm going to die right now. I can't shake any more hands. So I did buy, they're in my suitcase. I bought these little compression gloves, like the tips of your fingers stick out and they come down to here, and they're tight. They're compression gloves. Those help a lot too. So then I would wear those little compression gloves and just say, oh yeah, no, I can't shake. And people are like, oh, okay. But then, people meet you. They, oh, I seen your podcast. I want to take a picture. I want to shake your hand. So now I just fist bump people. I'm like, now I just go, poo, like that. Poo. And then they look, and then I do that, and then they go, wow. So then it's like fun, like poo. Because I can't stand when people shake my hands. My fingers, from here to here, never, not ever, doesn't hurt. Ever. Every day, steroids or not, in here, I'm just like, so even before I got diagnosed, I told Bill, I said, man, I think I get carpal tunnels. I was Googling some of my symptoms. I'm on my phone. I do a lot of videos. I do a lot of typing. So I think I have carpal tunnels, maybe that. So, I started using things. And so we think we have all these things that are symptoms of whatever the thing is. So now I told Bill, I said, listen, when we go to a speaking event, if I wake up on Sunday after the traveling and teaching this Saturday, and on Sunday, if I get hit by a bus, start telling people I have a migraine. Because they'll be like, oh, but we want to say goodbye to Dwan. We want a picture with Dwan. We love Dwan. We want to hug Dwan. We want to help her feel better. When he says she's in a flare or she has RA and she doesn't feel good. They don't understand. They want me to come down. I was like, listen, if I come downstairs, I'm having no makeup, no hair. I'm going to have on sweatpants, my hair in a ponytail, and I'm going to look like death because I feel like death. So now I'm like, and I understand people want to see me. Like, I get it, and I love it, and I appreciate it, and I value all of you so much. But at these live events, I'm like, listen, just tell people I woke up with a migraine. The first time he did that, they're like, oh my gosh, tell her to get better. It's like, okay, so if I lie on the Sunday and say, Dwan woke up with a migraine, everyone in the room's like, oh, we're praying for Dwan, prayers. hope her migraine goes away and she feels better. And Bill says, hey, she's in a flare up. They're like, oh, we'll have her come down anyway. We want to see her and say goodbye to her. And it's like, the last thing I want is people hugging me and handshaking me and taking pictures when I have my hair in a ponytail. I got my sleep mask half on anyway. I'm in my sweats, but I've got my heated blanket. It's like, listen, I want to just walk down like in a blanket and my hair and some sloppy sweatpants. Say, this is how I feel. You sure you want to hug me? But I understand people don't get it. And I know that people don't get it. So I tell people I have migraines sometimes when I don't, because no one ever says suck it up. They're like, oh. And then if I say I'm in a flare, they're like, oh, well, you look fine. Can you just take some Tylenol? And then people say, well, just don't think about it. If you just don't think about it, it'll go away. It's like, oh my God. So I absolutely feel your pain. And 99% of the people that I know, they don't know I've been diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. They don't know. And even the people that do will say like, oh, my grandma had arthritis. I'm like, it's not the same thing. It's an autoimmune disease. My body's attacking my joints. It is not the same thing. It is not the same thing. So I started following a few of these people on TikTok recently. And as I hear them all talk, I'm like, God, I feel everything they say. It's like, I feel you so much. I feel the days where we don't want to get out of bed and take a shower. It's too much work to wash our hair. It's too much work to dry off your body with a towel when your whole body hurts. I have days where my skin is so sensitive. I'm just like, I tell my Nelson, don't touch me today. Even just him like wanting to, because he always like, let me rub your hands. Well, he rubs hands like he's a freaking weightlifter. I'm like, dude, tone that down to like a child's level and just rub my hands. And I really, and I know he wants to, and he's sweet, but I'm like, listen, I love you, but you can't rub my hands anymore because you are too strong. You know, recognize your own strength. And when you're rubbing my hands to try to make me feel better, I'm screaming on the inside. I do let him rub my feet. I'm not there with my feet yet, but I'm there with my hands. And so I rub my own hands. Say, oh, let me do it. I'm like, no, you're too strong. You rub too hard. And I'll go lighter. And he's like, I'm barely touching. I'm like, lighter. And then my arms, my skin. You know how it is. You guys know. And every day you're just like, everything. Oh, gosh. Everything hurts today. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to face people. I don't want to make phone calls. And people will call and I'll see my phone. I'll be like, oh, I'd love to talk to that person, but no, not today. So I get it when you have days that you just want to stay in bed, days where you don't want to take a shower, days where you honestly, you can't even imagine having to cook food. Now, living up in the mountains, we have no DoorDash up here. We have nothing. So I either have to make something, or if Bill's here, I'm like, hey, will you make something for me? I do sometimes go upstairs and get on the couch. And I have a couch that's got a heated seat. I'll have on 2 blankets and a heated seat with just like my face sticking out. And that's really all I can do. And if it's really bright, I can't even do that because we have so many windows because we live in the mountains. So I get it. I get you. I feel you. I understand it so much. And, you know, I'm always praying for healing. I'm like, you know, God can heal anyone at any time. And then I say the things like, God, why did you do this to me? I'm so active. I'm a speaker. Blah, blah, blah. And then I read the Bible and I think about Job. If you've never read the book of Job, read the book of Job. That man lost his cattle, his family, his kids, his wife. He had boils and scars and everything. God had put him through everything known to man except for death. And he still praised God all the time. And then when the test was over, he was completely restored, double everything he had, happy, wonderful, and amazing. So I always read that, and I'm like, okay, well, Job went through 1,000,000 times more than I'm going through. He never cursed God. He never got mad at God. And then sometimes I'm like, well, okay, maybe I'm supposed to help other people. Because, you know, when you see someone up on stage, you're like, they're fine. They're on stage. They look great. No, inside, dying all the time. And like I said, I started following a few people, and I see some of these girls that are like 5 days in a row. They're like, oh, I've been on my couch for 5 days. My family thinks I'm lazy. They don't understand. Why are you like that? You're fine. Suck it up. Suck it up. I'm telling you. So if you do not have an autoimmune disease, or you know someone that does, let me give you a couple rules. First of all, stop telling people to suck it up. Because when you say that, we all want to chop off your head. Stop telling them to suck it up. Stop telling people they look fine, because it doesn't matter how we look. On the inside, we literally feel like we could die today. Like, there's some days I actually thought, like, I could almost feel the life leaving my body a few times. I was like, oh, I'm going to die today. Stop just being like, oh, you're fine. You look good. You'll be fine. Just rest for an hour or two and let's go do something. Stop doing that. Because honestly, those of us that are struggling with this stuff, we don't want to suck it up. We don't want to have to explain in detail to every single person why we haven't been out of bed for 3 days. We don't want to explain why we haven't even brushed our teeth or brushed our hair. I sleep with my hair up in like a silk bonnet, a sleeping bonnet. So thank you to the sisters out there. I started following a couple girls. I'm like, hey, listen, all you white girls, you need to get yourself a sleeping bonnet. Oh, they're so great. So I put all my hair up at night in the silk sleeping bonnet, and I have left that bonnet on my head for 3 or 4 days because I didn't want to brush my hair. I walk around sometimes with my bonnet and my sleep mask right here so I can just pull it over my eyes. And Bill's like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, I know, but he knows. Yeah. But honestly, even being married, it's been 6 years, and he's only in the last year really recognizing like how bad I actually feel. And that's because he went through cancer 3 years ago. He got diagnosed with an ultra rare cancer and had to have a full entire bone marrow transplant. He had to have chemo, 5 days of chemo. They take you to death's door. They say they give you 5 million stem cells from a donor, and you have to build your whole body back. And that has been 3 years since that happened. In the first 2 years, he could barely move. He hurt, he ached. And he's like, do you feel like this? I'm like, yes, I feel like that. And I hate to say, I never want to say I'm glad that he got cancer. I never want to say that. But he had symptoms for a decade. He'd been on some low-dose chemo pills for a decade. He'd been on all this different stuff. Then it advanced into this thing called myelofibrosis, which has no cure whatsoever. And you've got a couple years at the most. So what happens is your bone marrow inside becomes like a slide. So instead of your body absorbing the bone, the red blood cells, they just slide through. So you can't absorb red blood cells, so you choke out, basically. And the only possible cure was a full bone marrow transplant. So we found a donor through the company called BeTheMatch.org. If you're under 42, please donate. Please. There are people like Bill that would be dead if it wasn't for people like you. And he had everything wiped out, and then they give you 5 million stem cells through an IV, and then your body starts rebuilding. Well, during that time, he had no energy. He was on crazy amounts of steroids. He was on crazy amounts of medication. He had days where he couldn't get off of the bed because he was so wiped out. And I was like, that's how I feel. So thankfully, he's 100%. They said he's got 100, and has a 25-year-old female. So he's got 25-year-old female DNA. We call her Doris the donor. So he's got 25-year-old female DNA. He's back. He's 100% back. But he went through that while I also was in the newer beginning stages of the RA, and I was having to care for him and try to care for myself. And he had so many days where he was just so wiped out and so exhausted, and he couldn't even move a muscle. And I'm like, that's how I feel when I'm in a flare-up. So because of that, he is much more understanding as to how I feel. But see, now he lost all of his hair. He looked like he had cancer. People are like, oh my God, poor Bill, praying. And if I come on and go, oh yeah, I'm in a flare-up, they're like, oh, you look fine. What's wrong with you? So he looked sick. So people were really tolerant because he was really sick. But on the other hand, I have so many of the same things, and it's like, throw me a little sympathy over here, people. So it helped our relationship dramatically because he understands the steroids and how they make you feel. He understands the fatigue, heavy fatigue. I mean, there was a 6-month period where I had to help him just walk to the bathroom. He was so weak and so just depleted of everything. And thank God, thank you, Jesus, he got through it. He's better. He's completely on the other side. No more bone marrow biopsies, no more nothing. He's 100% Doris the donor. He's got 25-year-old DNA, which gives him all kinds of crazy new energy. He's got this soft baby skin. I touch his skin. I'm like, how do you have a skin like that as a 67-year-old man? That is not right. And he's amazing. And so he is more understanding and helpful with me because he didn't get it before. And now he gets it enough that he gets it. So I'm thankful for that. So I am thankful for that. But even like, you know, even my parents and some of my kids are like, I don't understand. Why is mom always laying down? Arr. It's like, oh my God, you guys, read up. I send things to my kids and my nieces and nephews and people in my family and like read up, learn a little bit more about what's happening. If someone in my family had something like that, like my cousin, I read up everything about it and then ended up with it too. So it's like, okay, we have this whole family of all these super healthy people that live to be 100, and me and my cousin have RA. It's like, what gene are we missing? So I don't know. So I just want to come on here and talk about anyone that has an autoimmune. I totally get you. Like, I get you so much. You have no idea how much I get you. And I'm going to do a few podcasts once in a while, just talking about health and supplements and our mental mindset. It is hard. I can tell you, it is hard to keep your mindset up when you're having those days like that. I mean, some days I'll even, like I said, I'll put on a movie and I'm like, I can't even stand the noise. So I'm just laying in my room with all the curtains drawn. It's like a bat cave and there's no noise whatsoever. I got my humidifier rolling, putting in warm air into the air, and I got my blanket and I got my oxygen, and I got all my stuff. And it took me, gosh darn, it took me like 4 years to give myself permission to just stay in bed all day because I would always like, no, I should get up. I'm active. I've been active my whole life. I was a full-time rehabber for 20 years. I should be up. I should be moving. And I was like, why am I doing? I can't just lay around. And so we have to give ourselves permission. You have to say, like, you know what? I'm going to have a movie day. I don't care what anybody else says. I'm staying in bed. I'm staying on the couch. I'm going to put on some movies. I'm giving myself permission. We have to give ourselves permission to have bad days. We have to say it's okay. You're not a failure if you have a flare up that lasts for a month. You're not a failure. You're not any of those things. You're just a person that has an unfortunate disease and that we allegedly were diagnosed with, but we're not going to claim that we have it. And my hardest thing for me mentally was giving myself permission to just lay around for days on end. And one time it was like 10 straight days, and I don't think I even got off the couch. And I was just like, no, I can't get up, Bill. I can't. I'm too much pain. Everything hurts. My skin, everything. Even the blankets like on me. It was like, oh God, the blankets are too heavy. And it's only been in this last year. I'm turning 55 to 65 to 66. It's only in this last year that I have fully just given myself 100% permission to do nothing for however long it takes. Doesn't matter if it's a day, if it's a week, if it's a month. I'm not doing it. I don't need to. I'm not doing it. I just can't. I can't, and I'm not going to, and I'm not going to make excuses to people. I'm not going to suck it up for other people. I always will say yes to plans. I'm like, yep, I'll go to that. Yep, I'll go to dinner. Yep, I'll go to a movie. Yep, I'll go out. If I wake up that day, I'm like, nope, I have a blinding migraine. So if you hear me say that, I don't have a migraine. I'm in a flare up, but for some reason, people seem to accept the word migraine better. So if you ever hear me say, oh my God, I got such a migraine, I'm speaking at an event, just know I'm upstairs in my hotel room feeling like death. And I pray for healings. I ask God to heal me all the time. I am very careful to say I was diagnosed, not I have, because your body believes what your mind says. And even when I'm having a bad day, I just, in my mind, I'm like, nope, I'm not in pain, I'm not in pain. And I am. But I'm like, nope, I'm not in pain, not in pain, not in pain. Because the days I really like some days you just can't not think about it because it's so bad. And I think the more I think about it, I actually do feel worse. So, and also when all else fails, make yourself a drink. I drank so much wine in the last year. It's like, yeah, it's 11 in the morning. I'm having a glass. Bill's like, why are you having a glass of wine? I'm like, because everything in my body hurts so bad. And I feel like this will help me relax a little bit. Does it? Probably not, because it's got sugar, and sugar is on my list of things on my phone not to have. But I feel better. So just know that I hear you. I see you. If you have someone in your family that suffers with an autoimmune, please show them some mercy. I mean, honestly, we all get so tired of trying to suck it up for you. You have no idea the kind of pressure a family member can put on you when you feel like we feel. So, on you, all of you that have something, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't have a really supportive spouse or whoever lives in your house with you, if they don't really get it, it's like people almost make you feel like you're lazy. Or, oh, you're just faking sick to get out of doing stuff. It's like, listen, I don't ever fake sick, ever. I don't ever want to get out of something. I made a plan to do something. My grandson had a birthday party a few weeks ago, and I was in so much pain that day. I thought, he's my boy. I just can't not go. I'm going to go. So I told Bill, I said, now listen, we're going to go there. I'm going to stay 1 hour, and you're going to bring me home. I went, showed my face, hugged everyone, told them I love them. I left in an hour. He stayed over there the rest of the day. I said, you don't need to come back with me. Just drive me back home. And driving, like when my hands are really sore, I can't even drive. I'm just like, I can't even it's like, I can't grasp the steering wheel. My hands. It's always my hands. So I think if you have an autoimmune or are diagnosed, I will certainly pray for you. And if you have someone in your family that has one, seriously, freaking give us a break. Just give us a break. We're so tired of sucking things up for other people, and we're so tired of people making us feel lazy, and we're so tired of people making us feel bad about it when we feel terrible. Like every one of us with an autoimmune, we want to get up. We want to go to the movies. We want to go out to eat. We want to go. We do. But you just can't. And when you force us and push us through it, then we're worse. So the times I have just sucked it up, for like 5 days afterwards, I'm literally hit by a bus then. So now I'm like, so my life basically is like 2 or 3 days of feeling good, a movie day. I just call it a movie day now. Movie day. 2 or 3 days, I'm all right. Then I have a movie day. I just do that because if I go every day, 6 or 7 or 8 or 10 days in a row, then I'm like 10 days, I'm out. And then I'm taking these stupid steroid packs, and then I'm cracked out because I can't sleep, and I feel terrible. And then I'm emotional wreck. I'm crying because steroids make me cry all the time. So I'm crying and carrying on. And it's really just a lot. It's just a lot. So I don't know if this helped anybody today. I feel better sharing it. If you see me or meet me out, if I'm fist bumping you, that means my hands hurt. Don't even hug me that day because you're just going to crush my bones. I hate that my eyes have gotten worse. And I use this thing, this little oxygen thing with the balls, because RA causes scarring inside your lungs. And I have noticed in the last 2 years, I don't have the same lung capacity. So I'm getting ready to go to a new doctor and have some kind of a lung test done. So I'm in bed at night. I'm like, doing the thing with the balls. And then I'm taking this, and I'm taking this, and I'm taking this, and I'm taking this. And I'm taking those, I'm taking this, I'm rubbing my hands on that, and I'm taking this, and then I'm taking this, and then I'm taking this, and then I'm taking these, and then I'm taking these. I'm telling you, an autoimmune disease is a full-time job. It is a full-time job. I spend 2 hours in my morning just trying to get unstiff and up and out to do things. So even now when I schedule podcasts, I used to do them in the morning. I'm like noon at best. I schedule them from like noon to 3. It's like, if I get and I talk like this for 3 hours, I'm exhausted. I'm in bed by 4, laying back down with my heated blanket. So I hope this helped. I feel better. If you have an autoimmune disease, show this to somebody else that doesn't understand you. And for all of you that keep telling us, we're like, fine, suck it up, I don't understand. Why have you been in bed for a week? You need a shower. You know what? We don't care. We really don't give a shit. I've gone 8 days and I wash my hair because I can't lift my hands up. It's like, my shoulders, I can't do it. We don't care. We really don't care. We just want to live. Honestly, I think every single one of us would just rather live alone so we never have to face people or deal with people because we're so tired of all the, you're fine, you look fine. We're just so exhausted. We're so exhausted. So just give us a break. If you love us, give us a break. please, for the love of God, give us a break. And if you have something, I'll pray for you too. And it's progressive. So I've even had people say, well, at least you don't have cancer. And I'm like, yeah, with cancer, I'd either be cured or I'd die. At least with this is forever. I don't even get a break. I have no way to even get a break. There's no day where there's a break. It's like, I almost feel like I'd rather have cancer and just drop over dead and be done with it. But not really. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to die. I'm only 66. I want to live a vibrant, wonderful life. That's part of why I keep my hair pink, because my hair being vibrant makes me feel more vibrant. So that's part of the reason of the pink hair. I got a little gray. I got gray. But it's like, you know what? This makes me feel more fun and it makes me feel more alive. So that's part of the pinkness. So you know what? Dye your hair some crazy color. Do something crazy. Make yourself feel better. I even stopped getting my nails done because that stuff they put on your nails, now it burns my nail beds. Whatever that chemical is, it burns my nail beds. So now I've got these little short, tiny nails. And every year or so, I'll try it again. And then my nails just burn like fire. So it's like, I don't even care. I don't need my nails done. I get my hair done. And sometimes I don't even shave my legs for a month. It's like, I don't care. I don't care. I don't feel good. I'm not doing it. So let's all just claim it. Let's claim what we have. What's not claiming like the disease, but like just claim like, hey, this is who we are. This is, I'm going to say one last thing. My mom had some really bad dental work. I don't even know how long I've been podcasting right now, but my mom had some really bad dental work, and her trigeminal nerve was permanently damaged. So she lives with chronic pain from bad dental work. So she went to the Mayo Clinic. They have a 30-day pain clinic. So I did want to show you guys this. I've been working on this myself. So you make 3 columns and you put A and B and C. Okay, so I'm going to assign all of you this homework. I have been working on this for the last month because I have finally realized I can't just keep doing everything for everybody else anymore. So in column A, you put everything you used to do, everything you love. You put the person that you were before in column A. Then in column C, you put who you are now, all the things that you have that are wrong and unfixable and that. And then what you do is you make column B. So what column B is letting go of who you used to be. Like I always say, oh my God, I used to travel, I drive across country, didn't even get a backache. Okay, well that would be in column A. So one of the hardest things for me, I know for a lot of you, is accepting who we are now because we don't want to be who we are. But the one thing in the Mayo Clinic is I went, my mom was there for 30 days. I stayed with her up there. I went not to all the sessions, but I went to the family sessions. And I thought this was the most helpful thing. And I remembered this about a month ago. And so right now I'm working on this project. And this is like mentally destroying me. I cry every day when I work on this. So column A is like the old you, the before autoimmune. Column C is all the bad days. And then what you do is you take a few things from column A and put them in B. Take some things from column C and put them in B. And B is who you are able to be now. We're never going to be column A ever again. Ever again. We don't need to live in column C every waking moment of our lives, consumed by it. So my sheet I'm working on, I have like 100 things in column A, and I look at that and go, gosh darn, I can't really do any of those things anymore. So column A is who you were, who you saw yourself as, whatever you did, traveling, biking, skiing, whatever, going for walks, jogging, I don't know, whatever, raising kids, just whatever. Column C is how you feel on your worst days. On your worst days. Then you take some things from A and go, can I do this now? And if you can do it and you want to do it, put it in column B. And I took a lot of things off my list over here. I can't go skiing anymore. I don't want to ski. My joints hurt too much. I can't stand to be cold. When I get cold, when I get like really cold, I'm screwed for a week when I get really cold. So 90% of the things on my column A are things I really just can't do. I don't want to. I don't want to because I don't like how I feel afterwards. Column C is your worst days. I don't want to live in my mind in my worst day. So you make B. And then you just read B and read B and read B. And that is the person that you are now. So you have to let go of the old you. You don't want to live 100% in the new you. So you find a happy medium and put things in that you can actually do. So like my husband and I, we love to take road trips. You know what? I can't take a road trip, a long one. We drove to Iowa. It's only a 13-hour drive. I had to stop halfway and stay at a hotel because the whole 13-hour drive, I'm screwed for 3 days. I can't do that. I love to do that. I'll go on a road trip, but I'm going to drive in the car for about 6 or 7 hours. I'm getting out. I'm getting a meal. I'm getting a hotel, putting on my heated blanket, and I'm putting on a movie. So A is old you. C is on your worst day. And then you take a few and make B. And B is the new you. And you just look at that and go, you know what? This is my reality now. Do I want that to be my reality? No. Do any of you? Hell no. We don't want this to be our new reality, but it is. And that's one thing I have struggled with the whole time is like accepting the new reality because I'm like, I don't want that to be me. But the reality of it is me. So I'm working on my column B. I've been working on this for like the last 3 or 4 weeks. And every time I work on it, I cry. Oh, I feel bad. I feel like this. And what can I do in the middle? And I'm just making it really realistic, like really realistic, because column B is the new you. Now, if your disease progresses, you may have to do it again. But I think we have to stop going, well, I used to be able to do all these things. Because when I think about the past and all the things I could do so easily, it upsets me worse on the days when I feel bad that I can't do that. Now this is me. It's like, no, that's not me. My disease is not me. Your disease is not you. We are column B. B is for best. This is our best. So make a column A, all the things you loved that you could do without even flinching. C, all your worst days, all the things you can't do at all. And then make B. And then look at B and go, you know what? I accept this. I accept this. This is who I am right now. Will I be this way forever? No, maybe not. You might get healed. They might come up with a cure. Something could happen. But this is who you are today. And the hardest part for me is accepting who I am today because I still want to be who I used to be. And I can't. I mean, I just can't. You know, I like when Bill and I go speak, I'm like, yeah, I want to go. But sometimes I get there and I don't even come out of the room the whole weekend because I literally can't do it. I just can't. And I'm not forcing myself anymore. Not letting anybody make me feel bad anymore. I'm not letting anybody pressure me anymore. And if someone does, I just lie and say I have a blinding migraine. Because people are like, oh, you poor thing. I'm not, and on the good side, since I got my new glasses with the cataract and whatever, and started using my sleep mask and stuff, I've not had a single migraine, or even a headache or anything. It all went away with new glasses. So that might help somebody out there. And my doctor's like, no, we're going to wait 2 years before we do cataract surgery because the steroids might give you more cataracts. It's like, oh my God. Joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy. So, you know what? You're okay. You're going to be okay. We're going to live through it. We're going to make it to see another day. We're going to stop letting people pressure us. If you have someone in your family that has an autoimmune and you're listening to this, really heed my words. Please leave us alone. For the love of God, leave us be. We just want to be left alone on those days. We just do. And I don't care if it's a week, a day, a month, if it's 6 months, whatever it is, just please leave us alone. just let us be who we are right then, so we can feel better about things. So anyway, if you want to learn more about real estate investing, follow me at Dwanbenttwyford.com. Leave a 5-star review. Start following my podcast. I am going to periodically talk about some health issues because, you know, that's a big part of my life. Real estate's a big part. My family's a big part. And my health is a freaking all-day job right now. and I don't want it. And I would get rid of it if for anything. But, you know, I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy because it's a terrible thing. So join me in column B. Let's be our best that we can be. And when you're not able to be your best, Just be you. Just be who you got to be for that day. All right. Okay. We'll be back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. And remember that the truth is in the red letters. All right. I love you guys. Bye. I am so glad that you stuck around. I almost forgot to tell you. In addition to having this amazing educational podcast, I'm now able to work with you one-on-one. Yes, one-on-one, you and me working together, and have a 3-deal guarantee. 3-deal guarantee that you'll close 3 deals. So you have nothing to lose. You have everything to gain. Take the quiz. Go to Dwanbenttwyford.com. Take the real estate investing quiz. See you on the other side.